Chest up, lean back a bit. Like that? Yeah. Go on, do it. And then lift the chest up.
Why do you look so fast?
Got it?
He's fast.
What's going on YouTube, it's Jason, and in this video I'm going to be discussing a disease that is taking over the fitness industry, and its name is body dysmorphia. I want to go through what it is, I want to go through some examples of people that are suffering with it, some of them you might know, and ultimately how you can cure it. So what is body dysmorphia? Body dysmorphia is a mental health condition where you spend a lot of time worrying about your physique. Now in this video I'm going to focus on a specific type of body dysmorphia called muscle dysmorphia or bigorexia. And this essentially is where you start thinking that you're not muscular enough, you're not lean enough, and you become overly critical of your physique, like you start to see things that aren't there. Now it should be said that this condition disproportionately affects men. Just like anorexia disproportionately affects women. Men of all ages are striving to improve their physique year after year, which in and of itself is not wrong, but the thing that's driving it in a lot of cases is that they don't think their physique is good enough. When you look at the numbers of people suffering with body dysmorphia, they estimate that around 2% of the population are suffering with it. I think that is massively downplayed. In my experience, especially among young guys, I would say at least 2/3 of those that go to the gym with the goal of trying to improve their physique, whether that be build more muscle or lose body fat, suffer with body dysmorphia. Now most of the people suffering with body dysmorphia are people who are either in shape or on their way there. Like someone who's completely out of shape, who has a high level of body fat, isn't going to have body dysmorphia. They know they have a high level of body fat. Or someone who's really skinny isn't going to be like, oh, I think I could be a bit bigger. They know they're skinny. These are people who would objectively be seen as being in decent shape who still have hang-ups. So that you can see what I'm talking about, I'm going to show you some real life examples. First we have Alex Eubank.
I'm a little flat right now, but we're gonna see and watery. Honestly, I look like
Okay, so you're flat, watery, and look like poo. Let's see your physique.
when it comes to it.
Yeah, I see what he means. His physique looks terrible, so watery. Next.
I get so fed up with the check-in photos. I hate how I look. Like I'm literally like developing more body dysmorphia. The more I'm fucking I hate it. Like I literally puts me in such a bad mood.
Okay, so you hate your physique. Fair enough. Let's see what you look like.
God damn it. Fuck. I just look so fucking small, and like, I'm just like, it makes me so mad.
Again, another terrible physique. Poor guy, he just looks so small. Next.
Chest up, lean back a bit. Like that? Yeah. Go on, do it. And then lift the chest up.
Why do you look so fast?
Got it?
He's fast.
Yeah, Mike, you're right. Clearly obese, you definitely need to lose body fat. Are you kidding me? The vast majority of men would kill for any one of these three physiques. They're in the top like 0.00001% of men in terms of muscularity, leanness, and genetics. They look incredible, but they just don't see it. They think they're small, they think they're not lean enough. And this is where the disease starts to damage your brain and take over. Like this isn't one of those kids in the playground who seeks attention and says my drawing isn't good enough. They genuinely believe they're small. They genuinely believe they're fat. It's nuts. So if you are one of those people suffering with body dysmorphia, how do we deal with it? Point number one is to not compare yourself, especially to those who are on gear. A lot of those who get to the top of the algorithm are people that are enhanced, people that we see in films and magazines. A lot of them are taking steroids. Don't compare yourself to them, and don't also fall into the trap of thinking that if I could only have their physique, I would be happy. If you have body dysmorphia, you probably won't. Stay in your lane, look at your own genetics, your own training and nutrition, and try and squeeze the lemon out of your own physique. When you are training, your only goal should be to maximize your potential. Who cares about anyone else's? Point number 2 might sound a bit contradictory given point number 1, but do compare yourself. Not to people that are bigger than you or leaner than you, but compare yourself to average Joe. And on that point, learn to take compliments. People will see you down the gym and be like, hey mate, you look massive, or you look lean. And you'd be like, no I don't, I could be a bit more leaner or bigger or whatever. But learn to take these compliments on board. They're not just saying it, they're comparing your physique to most men and saying that you stand out. Learn to take that as a truth. You look better than 97% of men. When you are training and you are striving to improve and you are surrounded by elite physiques, it's so important to keep things in perspective, and the way we do that is comparing ourselves to Joe Blogs. Look around you, at your workplace, at bars, at restaurants. What does the average man look like? Point number 3 is learning to accept that you are never going to be 100% happy with your physique. I remember when I first started training, I was like 60 kilos and I saw guys in Men's Health and I was like, if I could only get to 70 kilos and see something of my abs, I would be happy. Got there and I was like, I'm fine, but saw a guy down the gym who was bigger than me and I was like, I could just do with a bit more muscle, gain some more muscle, and I was like, I was good, but I could just be a bit leaner. And this continued and continued until I realized that this thing is just not going to stop. Like, I'm always going to have this itch that I would need to scratch. And I still look to improve year upon year. Some of you guys might know I'm competing in October, so I do need to better my physique. But I accept that at the heart of it, I'm never going to be 100% happy. And so that helps with any onset of body dysmorphia. It's not eating at me like, this is not good enough, I must improve. It's like, I'll probably never be happy, but I could do with getting a bit better. But it's not an obsession. Trust me, even if you try and convince yourself that if I just had a few kilos more muscle, if I just had slightly bigger arms, if I just had less body fat on my lower belly, I would be happy. I promise you, you will not. Just to use one of the examples that I showed in the clips, look at Mike Thurston's physique. This guy has a physique that will be considered by many as a Greek god aesthetic. The guy looks incredible, but he still looks at his physique and thinks that he's too fat. What makes you think that you achieving your goal of being a bit bigger or a bit leaner is going to satisfy that curiosity? It won't. And the final remedy might seem a bit unorthodox, but gain some body fat, like go on a bulk. I don't mean one of these crazy dreamer bulks where someone gains like 15% body fat. I always mention that bulking in a normal person's world should be a person that gets down to somewhere between 10 and 15% body fat and bulks intentionally with the goal of gaining muscle, maybe up until like 20% body fat, and then they can do a mini cut and come back down. But even you going from 10 to like 13% body fat, you are going to see changes in your physique. And a lot of people with body dysmorphia can't even accept these small changes. Like at 13%, they will think they're too fat and shred back down. But by committing to a bulk of say like 3, 6 or even 9 months, you will see your body change, you will gain some muscle and a little bit of fat, but you are literally combating body dysmorphia by being able to see your 6-pack or 8-pack go to like a 4 or a 2-pack and be okay with that, because you know that you still have a healthy body fat level, will massively help to cure any body dysmorphia. Don't be like most people and become so fat phobic that you fail to make progress. So yeah, that's it. Don't compare yourself, especially to those on gear. Focus on maximizing your potential. On the other hand, do compare yourself to average Joe so that you can see how far you've come. Point number 3 is accept that you probably will never ever be happy with your physique, so be content with that and don't look to scratch every itch. And number 4, every now and again, go on a bulk. Yes, start from a semi-lean place, but be okay with gaining a bit of body fat in exchange for muscle. All of these 4 things are going to help keep body dysmorphia at bay. Hope you enjoyed that video and found it helpful. Don't forget to like it if you did. Comment below, let me know if you've suffered with body dysmorphia or know anyone who has. Please subscribe. I've checked the analytics. I see many people watching my videos who are not subscribing. Please subscribe to my channel and I'll see you again soon.